Hello and welcome to this small video which will show you how you can create a marketplace with Blackbell in an hour. We will follow the page of features and we will dig in deeper, and if you have any question I will leave my email at the end of the video and you can shoot me an email. So the first feature we have is the ability to create a multi-vendor marketplace. It means, similar to Airbnb, that you can create a small website or app available on iOS and Android, and in this app there will be different suppliers that you approve. It is similar to Airbnb in the sense that people will be able to find the suppliers, book services within the supplier, and what is really cool is that you can create some custom filters so that it matches the types of suppliers that you are enrolling into your platform. And people would be able to find them with different kind of filters. For example, with geolocation, or calendars, or types of activity, or if it's instant book or not, and so on. And then it's possible for them to book the service. And the great thing is that, for example, if I go to see, this is an example of a page of a supplier. This is managed by the supplier. So I can see all of information here, and I can book a jet ski, and the order is going through directly to the jet ski and sport company. So this is quite powerful, and let's go into some other features first before going deeper on that. So the one thing that we have which is interesting is content builder. So if you are familiar with WordPress or Squarespace or things like that, you will be feeling very much at home. We have a visual content builder. So for example, here, if I mouse over and you see there is a button called change content, if I click on it, it's possible for me to edit content. So for example, I can add here some text, save it, and the changes apply. And if I want, I can add another block of content, like a bit of Lego. I can move this block, I can duplicate it, I can move it to another page, or I can delete it. And we have various kind of blocks, from image galleries to videos, and different kind of design to make it matching whatever you feel is appropriate. So it's quite easy. Next thing is multilingual. So it means what? It means that if I go, for example, to this app, okay, in this case, I will go to some other app that I know is multilingual. So multilingual means, for example, that here I can switch it as a user to Chinese, just like that. Okay, and now I can use it in Chinese, and we support various kind of languages. And how it works to fit the content, so there is two ways. So the first way is, if I go back to my text, I can edit it and I can manually switch to some other language, for example French, and here you see I can have some custom text which is French up, and I save it, which means that if a user views this page in French, let's take a look. So in this case, I'm logged in, and in my user profile I'm in English, so let's switch it. So let's go to my account. I will switch to French, up. Okay, so now let's go back to the previous page. And we see now with this bunch of F4, this is French, and we also support URL-based languages, so you can send emails and people click and they are automatically in good language, and this is in English. So this is the first way to translate manually the content. A second way is to head over to website and one-click translation, and we have integrated translation with Google Premium technology of Google Translate, which is called Neural Network. It basically means that Google is teaching the machines and the cloud how to speak languages like a kid. So it's extremely well translated. It's not professional, but it's a great start point, and in some cases it's even enough for some types of content. Then we have product services management, and this is kind of very important because it is the core of the platform which enables people to book activities and services and products with a kind of a flow of booking. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to take a class of boxing, okay? And you find a club of box, and you say, "Hello, my name is David. I would like to book a personal trainer for boxing." And the guy would reply, "Okay, David, how old are you?" "Oh, okay, you're 30 years old. Cool. Do you have any experience with boxing? Are you a beginner or intermediate?" "Okay, cool, you're a beginner. Now, do you have your own gear, like gloves and everything?" "Okay, you don't. Sure. What is your size?" "Oh, okay. Do you want the premium package where we can shoot a video of you and put it in Instagram?" Okay. And so basically all of these kind of questions, it is possible to put them into technology so that there will be some kind of a wizard that people will be able to follow and answer these kind of questions from an example of boxing class by clicking around on their phones. And it is quite sophisticated, meaning that you can create steps where, for example, in the screen you see in my screen, option 1, maybe you put it as minimum 2, okay? Maybe you put option 2 as mandatory, maybe you put maximum number of options picked as 3, maybe there is a price, maybe there is no price. So this is quite powerful, and let's see how it looks. So for example, let's go to e-commerce, and we will click on premium transfer, okay? So in this case, you see there is a small wizard which asks first pickup point, destination point, number of passenger, and stuff like that. So here I could I could mouse over in order to edit it. So for example here, I can rename it options, okay? And here I will say number of passenger is a quantity picker, okay, without price, but I could say, I don't know, like drinks in car. I'm really inventing something now. Checkbox with price 20, okay? So in this case, we will say there is a premium option of $20 so that people can opt in for drinks. So how it works, if I go see how it looks, the user, they will say, okay, I'm starting picking up from here to there, then passenger number 4, and it's $20, okay? And I continue the wizard. And since we put some rules of minimum 1 here, you know, we make sure we get the information. So this is quite powerful to build out product flows. Another thing about products is basically how you want to charge it, because you can decide to charge it online or offline. But let's follow the list so I don't get lost. Yeah, online payment. So we are right through it. So the power is that when you create a marketplace, you really want to have online payment because it is very much more safe. So in this case, let's go ahead and select as a setting that we require people to put a credit card if they were to order this. So let's do that. Now we'll just refresh this page, okay, and let's go through it. So here we are going to do the booking for real this time, okay. So I will say we are 2 here. Number of luggage, let's put 3. Okay, we'll do that later. So I've just realized I'm in French. Don't worry, I will switch it to English right now. Up to my settings. I hope you didn't mind. Okay, I can go back to my shopping cart. Great. So I'm logged in already. I have my Visa saved, but what I can do is I can add another one if I want to. Up. Don't worry, it's a fake one. You can look. Just like that. So I'm saving this one, and that way I can have multiple ones and pick the one I want. Cool. So now I will basically validate my order, and it's done. Okay. So then how it works? Let's go here to the back office, and there is now a little one here, and I see here a new order. You see, there is now 3 steps here: pending, processing, and then confirm or decline. But we are working to be able to customize that depending on the service. So imagine one of your supplier is a small restaurant. Maybe they will create a flow where there is, first of all, the status is order accepted, then is preparing your food, then his food is being delivered, then it's delivered. So we will make it available quite soon. And here you see the detail about the user, all of the options that was selected. You see here the scheduled time of the service and the address. And you see here that it is this visa is on file and ready to be charged. There is a chat with the user. For example, and there is here internal actions. For example, you can label this as ASAP internally, assign people in your team, or even add private notes about this order. And so on the user side of things, if I go back to my orders, you see my premium transfer is now in review, processing, and the guest can say, oh, by the way, can you please make sure there is, I don't know, like nuts, because I love nuts. I don't know why I said that because it's totally random, but okay, so be it. So now you see there is, if I go back to the order, there is a message unread. And here, if I go back to the chat, I will see the message. And it's possible to mark as read by clicking, just like that. So the user knows when basically it's read. And we have the same thing that when the user is reading the message, okay, so now the user is reading the message from the staff, from the supplier staff. If I reload the page, I will see that the message has been read. That way you know exactly what's going on. So cool. So now let's go ahead and approve this order. Just looking at that, and now we are processing the payment online, capturing the fund for the customer, which is very cool. If you ever want to, at some other time, if you are a supplier, of course, you can do a partial refund. For example, let's partial refund 10. Okay, just like that, and it's done. And so one extremely powerful thing about the marketplace is the multi-level money transfer, which is automated. So let's take an example. Let's say you create a marketplace called Coolio Corp in blue in the middle, and you enroll a supplier, which let's call it supplier 2. The supplier, when they will accept, and we'll see that a bit later, they will be able to propose to you 20% commission for each order going through your marketplace. So if you have users who book the supplier 2 service in Coolio Corp marketplace in the middle, then you will get 20% automatically to your Stripe account. But what you can also do, since you may be an agency or a premium partner of Blackbell, you may want to push this supplier to services to some other kind of marketplaces. Typically, if you are like a concierge company, you can enroll all of your service providers in Coolio Corp marketplace and then push the ones that are relevant to different kind of sub-small marketplaces. For example, student residence. Maybe there is one which is where it makes sense, and you can do one thing, which is share from your 20%, 5% to the student residence. So if a user in this app, student resident 1, is booking the supplier 2 service, there will be a dispatch so that there is 5% commission going to the student resident 1, 15% going to Coolio Corp, less the small Stripe and Blackbell fees. Okay. And it's also possible to enroll directly some other supplier to the student resident 1, and it will depend on the kind of business case that you are in. So this is payment. Now, order management, we basically took a look at it. Now let's just look at something else related to it. It is alerts. So if you go to e-commerce and setup, you can see here that you can create different kind of departments, meaning that you can then attach people to this department. This is to say, Okay, all orders related to food should notify Samantha, and all orders related to maintenance should notify Nicholas. And you can configure for your team the kind of way notifications are sent. So maybe you want to say, okay, the food order goes to David over email, and maybe you want to add some phone alerts or SMS alert and stuff like that. So this is quite powerful to make sure there is no order left untouched for a long time. Cool. We also have a live chat, so it's similar to what I show in the chat about order, but it's standalone chat, so you can create chat groups and people can chat with you. Team and alert, so it's possible to create team with different permissions. So maybe one person of the team can create content and change it, and one other can process orders. One very cool thing, which is actually working super well for our customers, is automated review. Meaning that 24 hours after a service has been rendered, we automatically ask a user via a chat bot to add a review. And this is a great way to capture issues, right? That way you understand when something is not going well, whether you are a supplier or a marketplace, especially because most people, when they put a bad review like one, they add text. That way you can correct things and make sure that all of your suppliers are doing a great job. Okay, then what do we have? We have user profile. So each user has an account, email, password, and can save in the account the credit card and some preferences and so on. And it's also possible to log in with some external account like Facebook. So if you have a database of users, or if you have a client who has a big database of users, for example, let's say you work with like a building and they already have a login system to pay the rent, and they want people to be able to log in to this marketplace of the building by using the same login and password, it's possible. Okay. Now, we have a mailing tool. So what it means, if you go to CRM and mailing tool, you can create a mailing campaign, and so you can configure, who is the sender, pick a template, change the content, and everything, and then you can target a specific audience from your users. For example, people who ordered last week, or people who speak Chinese. That way you can make special message and promotion and communication to people. And keep an eye on this area, because we are working to enable you to really target people very, very precisely. For example, let's target people who ordered more than 200 euro over the last 2 months. And then you can send them some great marketing message. Reporting. So if you go to analytics, you will see here the analytics visitors of my little demo marketplace. And you see the last sessions. In particular, you see when a user is logged in, his name. You see where is the traffic coming from, if there is incoming link from blogs or Facebook. And you see the most popular content. In terms of revenue, you see the revenue. So, for example, here we have 25% of visitors who order, which is a great stats. You see the most order service, the most revenue generator, and the biggest spender. And we will work to also add here a section for supplier, so you can track what is the most successful and revenue generator supplier, and same things for the reviews. Now, we have also coupons, meaning that in e-commerce, I can create a coupon. So let's create a small coupon for the transfer. So let's say transfer 10% discount for VIP users. Okay, so we'll put a code which is VIP transfer, and we'll say it is a percentage of 10%. People, so only the first 10 people who redeem this coupon, it will work, and people can use it only once per customer, and expiration before the 30th of November. And it will work only for, let's say, the premium transfer service. So we save it, and let's take a look. So if we go back to the list of services, we will go to the premium transfer, and we will do the flow. We'll add a bunch of options. Okay. Okay, so here we have the coupon. So let's go ahead and copy the coupon code. So here the coupon code is VIP transfer. Let's put it there and apply, and that's it. Okay, there is 10% discount, so it means we will save $2 in this case. Cool. So now custom domain, it's possible to use, instead of the URLs we provide, some domain that you have. So let's say you have a concierge company or that is called concierge.com. You can configure the system to have Blackbell load on app.concierge.com or concierge.com. And if you want, it's also possible to buy a domain name and configure it in one click straight to this. I really recommend this option for people who are not super geek. Okay, then we have SEO, which means that if you go to a website, on any of the page that you have, there is a section called SEO where you can configure the URL text, the meta title, and some other things for SEO. We have an API, which means that if there is a need, it's possible to automatically receive a bunch of things like orders, chat, user information, metrics. That way you can automatically add information about the user in your CRM if you have ability to develop some small integration. The back office is in multiple languages. So if I go to settings and interface language, I can switch it to different languages. So for example, Spanish or French or English. And if you need some specific language, just let us know, because it's super quick for us now to add more languages. Mobile app, so it means that you can for yourself have your own app in the App Store or Google Play or one of your buildings or small apps. For example, let's say I go to iOS. These are some of the clients that have apps. For example, Pullman Reef Casino in Australia, they have their app, and their branding, people can download it and use it. Extra feature, let's take a look. So website backup. So imagine you are going to kind of make some specific marketplace for a bunch of buildings. Maybe you want it to be the same layout, okay, because you already worked on the homepage and it's kind of same content, but you're just going to change the name of the buildings and the information here and there. What you can do is generate a backup. That's when you create a new Blackbell, you load this backup, and it's basically just a duplicate of all the same page, picture, text, and then you can edit it. So it's super quick then to get going. We support multiple currencies. So if you're in Australia, you're covered, or anywhere else. We have a feature where it's possible to display or hide some pages depending on the user location. So imagine in a building that everybody from the floor 20 to 25 have access to a specific lounge. If there is a page about lounge, only people who are in these kind of floors will be able to see it. So this also works well for clients of us who have other scenarios, but let's not go into details. Single sign-on, so I touched on that a bit earlier. It means basically it's possible to log in with some third-party user and password accounts very securely. GSnippet, you can add some small code to add metrics, analytics, or chat system, or stuff like that. We have few color palettes to choose from. We have a group application, which means you can create some kind of app, and in the app there is a picker to load some small apps and go back to the main app as well. This is used only in the case of hotels, where in some cases hotels have iPads or Samsung tablets in the rooms, and it's possible to automatically log in the tablet at the moment of check-in. So this is it. So this is an overview of the feature, and now let's take a look a bit about how to invite suppliers. So the first way to invite a supplier is to go to your back office in the marketplace section. First, let's take a look at the setup. Here we have what we call the supplier form, which is the ability for you to customize the user experience for the search. So you remember when we go over to the search, there is here a bunch of different filters. What we can do is let's say we decide that we really want to add a new filters in activity type. What we can do is go to activity type, okay, and we can add here another option, which is sports, okay, and we save it, and just like that we reload it, and now people will be able to filter through the sports category. Cool. Now that I mentioned this information, let's invite a new supplier. So let's say hey, John, I heard about your boxing class. It would be great if you join our marketplace. Okay, without typo. Okay, cool. And now I will put the email of John. Tac, let me put this one. Okay. Send invitation. Okay, so now the invitation is sent. Cool. So let's go ahead and check out. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this invitation. So here you see I am invited to the marketplace as a supplier. So what I will do is I will just click on the link in order to proceed. So now I'm John, I'm a boxing teacher, and I'm going to follow the steps. So the first thing is, okay, tell us about yourself. So I'll say, hey, I'm John. This is my Instagram. I make a class, blah, blah, blah. Okay, click next. The language English, app name John Boxing. Then the location, I can put whatever address is my address. Then I will put John Doe, password. Okay. License agreement. Then this is the marketplace guideline, which you customize in your marketplace. So, for example, if I switch back to the marketplace view, in the setup, there is some field, and this is a good area to say, for example, if you want to join my marketplace, make sure you have a proper cancellation policy. Make sure if there is a rating of 1 star, that you let me know, or something like that, so you can build relationships and quality. Then here is very interesting. I can suggest like which commission I want to share with the marketplace. So let's share 15% of commission. Okay. Now the next step is for the supplier to connect Stripe. This is to make sure that all online payment is prepared safely, consistently, and that we can do the little flow. So if you are on a demo account, you will see on the top a banner to skip and use a test account for Stripe, which is super quick. Then you click next. Okay, and now the supplier will say, okay, what is it? So who are you looking for? So I will say, what are you looking for? Well, I will say fun. Who is it for? All. activity type sport, that's great. Address, so I will put the address, and I can put the radius towards where it is if it's relevant, and it's instant booked, I will say yes or no, and so on. So I click next, and now I can create my service. Okay, so let's do that. So I will say create service, which is boxing class. Okay, what is your level? Okay, do you have your gear? Okay, and I will say with the best price of 50. I will save it, and in this service booking, let's add an option which is the famous option of video, okay, for Instagram, and I will say checkbox with price 20. Okay, and what we will do now is we can like here add some text, of description. Tag. Do you want to add an image? Yes, I would love that. And so we also have a library of copyright-free pictures that you can use. Or you can upload one from your computer. In this case, I use this one. I can make sure it looks good for all devices and tablets. Okay. Cool. So now we have a product. Now let's go back and we can customize the finalization of the page. So we'll say John Boxing Club. Page subtitle, so we'll just add some fake text. Okay, let's upload a small image. Up, macaron, whatever. Okay, we'll add a description. Okay, and background, let's upload a video of like sport. This one. Okay, we save it. Cool. And the next step is that here we have some specific layout to follow. So let's basically add information. So here I will add some text. Okay, just like that. I will add some gallery. I'll upload. So I'll put totally random pictures that are in my computer handy. Okay. It's just a small demo, so sorry for the pictures. Product, so let's say here services, and I can add services I want to add to this page. And presentation block, so we'll say about us. Okay, we'll add some fake text. Okay, do you want to know? No, and we'll add an image. So let's say sport again. What do we have? Okay, this is cool. Wow, this is a bit, okay, maybe this one. Cool. So this looks pretty cool. Let's preview it. Okay, so there we go. About us, our services, the photography, the text. It's awesome. Now we are ready to review and submit. So here we are sharing 15% commission to the marketplace. This is all of the information about us, the page and the message and everything. So now clicking submit, and that's it. And now the marketplace is notified that there is a new supplier application. So if I go here, there is now John Doe to review. And it's possible to review it. So as a marketplace, I can check it. I can preview this page. And for example, maybe I will respond, okay, but we think it would be great if you like add a group boxing class because people like to do it in team for team building and so on, stuff like that. And when you're ready, you can approve the supplier. And when you do that, that's it, it's done. So how it works, if I go now to the search, I think you will see me coming because in filters, I will filter for sports. And let's see what's going on. Yeah, John is here, okay? So now this boxing club is officially in the marketplace and it's possible to book it as usual, right? So if I add it, tac, so let's do it. Level is expert. I'm just kidding. Do you have gear? No. Option try video, yes. Notes, no notes, check out, and I can just basically place the order. The cool thing is the marketplace can track all orders that go on. If you go to orders and marketplace order, you will see here there is a booking class order with a real-time status. It is of course view only, but as a marketplace, it's possible to track the chat and what's going on and so forth. For all things related to payment and so on, we have in e-commerce what's called the payment log. So it's possible to track, for each app, the kind of transaction that go on and so forth. So this is how easy it is to enroll somebody in the marketplace. And there is one more very cool way to invite suppliers. So we saw that it's possible to send an invite via email, but it's also possible to get automated and autopilot applications going on if there is awareness about your application. So for example, if I go to website and I go to the home page, okay, let's say here, I want to add, let's say on the bottom, a way for people to apply to join. So I will just find the block, which is join marketplace. I will say join or marketplace. Get access to 20,000 residents in Melbourne. We should really do that. Let's put an image of like beach. Let's put this one, look pretty cool. And you save it. So how it looks. Now you have a beautiful marketplace, you do your marketing over PR, Facebook, Instagram, you have traffic, and maybe one of the users coming here is a yoga teacher. And maybe her email is samantha@yogamail.com, whatever. And her name is Samantha, and she will say, hey, I'm Sam. I am a teacher of yoga. I am great. Can I please join the marketplace? Blah, blah, blah. Send. And now the marketplace will basically be able to see new applicants and be able to approve them into the system over there. Okay, so if I go there, there is Sam, and I see her message, and it's possible to invite her. So this was a small overview in an hour about how you can create your marketplace. Feel free to try it. If you head over to blackbellapp.com, you can have access to a free trial. And if you are a premium partner or want really to create demo for your clients, feel free to create a test one by heading over to the website called sandboxbb.com. And you can create an app here, and it will be unlimited features, no cost in the demo. So there will be a label on the top left, demo app with fake payments. And anywhere you can use this famous fake credit card if you want to place orders as users, or if you want to enable your plan, Blackbell plan if you want, and so on. So this is great if you want to get a sense of it. Thank you for your interest, and helping us make the world better connected. Bye-bye.